Hey everybody, this is Kyla here from Waveflow, the mindfulness practice that creates ripples of acceptance, meaning, and appreciation. This month, I'm hosting a 10 days of gratitude program in celebration of my new to the market gratitude journaling workbook, Ripple. Today, I reconnected with a friend and fellow mom, Sarah. Sarah and I met earlier this year while we were both taking care of our babies. I was excited to hear what she's been up to recently, and we spread gratitude together, covering returning to work after a new baby's arrival, staying open to those we love who challenge us to be our best, and how we each hope to leave some kind of positive impact on our world. Enjoy our conversation, and don't forget to try the Waveflow practice for yourself. I'll drop all of the prompts in the show notes, and I invite you to try out Waveflow's free mobile app or get a copy of my workbook, Ripple, to discover layers of possibility and meaning making through a month-long commitment to the Waveflow practice. Okay, here's my conversation with Sarah. Hey everybody, I'm here with my friend Sarah. And Sarah and I met because our two kids were the same age. We were in a mom's group together in Mill Valley. Shout out Kinspace and the facilitator Annie, who is incredible. You can find her at Mount Tan Mamas. Okay, Sarah has the best energy. She's like crushing it in like the corporate workforce while she has this beautiful 1-year-old baby boy. And so I thought she would be such a fun person to catch up with and practice Waveflow together. Sarah, are you ready?
I'm ready. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's do it. So first question, celebrate a place where you've discovered innovation recently.
Ooh, celebrate a place where you've discovered innovation recently. I'm going to say this is maybe not the best given I'm also a mom, but I'm going to say at work. I have recently been discovering a lot of innovation, but I feel like a lot of that is just navigating coming back to work and showing up in a corporate environment while also showing up as a mom. So I would say that has been newness for me. And even though I returned to work 6 months ago, I still oftentimes say I'm fresh back from mat leave, even though I'm very much not so fresh back from mat leave. I don't really know how to like describe that innovation as if you will, but it's been a new part of my identity that I've had to discover and uncover. And yeah, so I would say the workforce is definitely a place where I've discovered innovation fairly recently.
Okay, it's interesting to me that you say that. So when I had my older son Graham, similarly like went back to a corporate job, and I remember the first, and my mat leave was super short. It was only like 12 or 13 weeks, and I got on the Zoom, like, so I was working remotely at the time. It was 2021, and I got on the Zoom call. So it was like the first week that my nanny had started. Like, we missed Keela and she was amazing, but I get on Zoom and I had like a cup of coffee and I was like, oh my God, I can like breathe for 2
Yes. Yes.
So like my nanny's first day. So it was like truly my first day to take a breath. But there was something about it. Like I think it's interesting because different than say like when my mom had kids, for example, I think there's a lot of us who have spent our entire 20s in like the corporate, super fast-paced, intense workforce. And then it's almost like more like dramatic, I want to say, when you like throw that person out of that environment and you're like, now you're taking care of a baby. And it's like, wait, what? Like, this is like so different
For
than
sure.
what I've been doing for the last 10 years. I don't know if that resonates with you.
100%. I think like I took a lot of time off. I was on leave for 9 months, and came back, and my son was almost one when I went back to work, which was such a blessing. But I realized that like I needed that sense of identity also outside of him to show up as a better mom as well and have like be able to talk to adults to your point. And about things that are like not, I love talking about my son. I love talking about being a mom, but about things that are so unrelated to motherhood and parenthood, was refreshing. And yeah, and then I could jump right back into mom mode when I came home.
Okay, I love that. Okay, for me, discovered innovation recently. Okay, what came to mind first is I don't know if you've ever there's this place like it's like deeper into West Marin. It's called Spirit Rock and it's like a Buddhist Zen center, I feel like is the best way I can describe it. And a few weeks ago I tried one of their Monday night sanghas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So it's basically like a facilitator gives a dharma talk and then there's a group meditation for it must have been like 30 minutes or so and then they finish the dharma talk and it was really interesting for me because I teach yoga right now. I'm doing it like whenever I'm not a mom, I'm teaching yoga pretty much or doing this and I had only meditated in the context of like a yoga setting, if that makes sense. So it was very cool to me to see people who were coming to a space that really was just for meditation. And I mean, there was a lot of people. There was like 60 people, which I thought was a lot for so deep into West Marin. Like that place is not easy to get to. And it was beautiful. And I think for me, it like opened my eyes a little bit to what's possible because like I think I had been thinking about meditation like first you have to get the people kind of like into yoga and then once they want to get deeper into it then they'll be like open enough to be curious about group meditation in that sense and this kind of like flipped that for me. Yeah, so I definitely got something from that like just by going there.
Yours was so much deeper than mine, and I love it. I need to meditate more and go to these yoga classes in West Marin because I just love West Marin as well.
It's beautiful, right? Like you're really out there.
Like another place.
Okay, we'll move on to our next question. Who is somebody that has challenged you to be better this month?
Ooh, I can say this one right away. For sure, my husband. In like all the best ways. We are truly like yin and yang, and we've been together for a really long time. We started dating in 2016, and we have been through a lot of challenges together and are navigating parenthood together. And I think because we're so different, we are constantly challenging ourselves and each other to be better. And one space where I feel like he challenges me without making it obvious, if you will, is not sweating the small stuff. um, I can definitely do that as a person, and I don't want to like say I'm neurotic, but I am, and he is not. So I think just seeing like his response to certain situations and my response to certain situations, it's like challenging me with him even having not even having to say anything because I just am able to have this self reflection, and I like to think I'm self aware, but I'm able to take a step back and realize like, oh wow, I just completely overreacted in that situation, and again, maybe I should go to West Marin and meditate. But I think, yeah, he's definitely in the past month always challenging me to be better, and I'm always in admiration of how he handles things because it's just very different how I do.
That's so sweet. I feel like I like understand that dynamic because Andrew and I in some ways are similar to that, but like I'm like this is why I need yoga so much. Like I'm the first one to be like pissed when he has and
I
like
go, yeah.
yeah, and it like takes something to be like, okay, you know what? Like he's probably right.
Yeah, I would never say it to his face, but yeah, maybe when he listens.
So, okay, shout out the husbands. Okay, someone who's challenged me to be better this month, I would have to say, so my mom is excellent with kids. Like I really do think though her sweet spot is like young children. And so a lot like I guess in taking care of like both Ani and Graham are really little and I think A lot of the times the like bar I'm measuring myself up to is my mom's bar, like of how she was for us when we were little. Like, and when I think back on it, like so much work she put into like we always had like a jacket and like the perfect clothes for the weather. My mom's like also very stylish, so we had like great clothes for the weather, and like she was always like cooking us dinner. Like we'd have like the occasional like pizza and stuff, but a lot of times like my mom like cooked all that food, and we had 4 kids. I'm just like, how did she do that all those years? So I feel like even so I she lives on the East Coast and I live on the West Coast, but still like the kind of like, and and my dad too, of course, like, but really like the impact my mom's like parenting had on me is something that I'm like always, I kind of use that as like my beacon of like, okay, like this is like who I'm gonna try and emulate in everything that I'm doing.
Sweet. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, I don't think I do certain things like as well as her, so it's also like, okay, like I got to get real with myself that like not every dinner is going to be like, Martha Stewart, but we're going to do the best we can.
Well, I mean, you do a lot, and I think that's amazing. And shout out to the moms out there, right?
Yeah.
And now that we're moms,
I
full
know.
circle.
It's wild. I don't know if I fully believe it yet. Um okay, share about something unique that you've sought out this month.
I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is unique, but I think your response to the first question got me reflecting on like inner inner peace a little bit, if you will. So I don't know if that's necessarily unique, but I've been trying to find spaces where I can let go and be a little bit more like zen. I have a kind of, demanding corporate job, and also parent, as you mentioned, to a 1-year-old. And we're like renovating part of our house right now. And I'm just definitely someone who's just like, yeah, like, let's just pile it on. Let's just do it all. So one thing that we've been seeking out as a household is a vacation for my husband and I to go on, just the two of us, get that like inner peace and connection. And I would say what's maybe unique about it is the location. We've decided to go to French Canada in the middle of winter for no apparent reason. But I guess the reason is truly I wanted to go to Paris, but it was just too long and I can only take so many days. So, um, yeah, we're planning that and booking that. And that's something that I've been like excited about, and unrelated to any of the things I do, just to kind of like get away and take a little break. And yeah, I mean, I don't know many people who have been to French Canada, so I will report back. But my friends are like making fun of me. They're like, "Why there? Why Montreal and Quebec?" But shout out to my Canadians, and yeah, excited to go there. And think it's, I guess it's not that random of a destination, but yeah.
I love that. And like kudos to you because it's hard to, I feel like, really get this until you have kids. You basically have to like move mountains in order to take care of yourself because like there's the kids, there's the job, like, and it's like never a convenient time. And then there's like the whole childcare element, which is like a whole other podcast that we could do. So I think like the fact that you're like, we are taking this vacation, we are going to this place that we've never been and we're just gonna do it. Like that's amazing. It's inspiring me. Um, okay, I something unique I've sought out this month. Definitely recording this series of Waveflow sessions because it's so funny like how when I first texted, like I had 10 people and I texted them and I was like, oh, like maybe like 4 of the people will say yes. Like some of them were in my family, so like they had to say yes, but the other people I was like, I don't know. And like every person was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I was like, "Wait,
Oh my
what?"
gosh, I love that. Yeah.
Like I had like a B list, like I had like a whole thing, and I was like, "Oh my God." And so
Oh, I
I
love that.
yeah, and it's just been like funny because I don't know, it for me it's just like nice like reinforcement that like when you like invite people to try something or like like, because I would have it in my head, like, oh, they're gonna think this is like annoying that I'm like texting them about this, but everyone was like, yeah, that sounds good. And I was just like, oh my God, like people are so helpful and kind. And like, yeah, and it's like it's been fun just because everyone's been in such a different phase of their life to like it, it's almost like for me, like obviously we're in a very similar phase. And though for the people who aren't, it's like, yeah, we can still like connect and talk about these things. And they don't have to be having chasing after a 1-year-old all weekend to like get what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's, yeah,
Yes.
it's like a layer. It's like, I don't know, because I have it a lot that like, okay, like people are gonna be like not wanting to hear about my like crazy stories with my kids, but it's like no, they can like understand that and like I can hear what they have to say too. You know what I mean?
I feel like yeah, everyone can relate to that on some level, even if they're not a parent, maybe a niece or nephew or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Looking to the future, what gift would you like to pass on to your town or community?
What gift would you like to pass on to your town or community? Um, like something that I have that I want to give,
It can be,
like a trait.
imagine resources were unlimited.
Um, I would say so much. I think like to take a more like humanitarian, I guess, approach is just I wish I could provide everyone with like a warm bed and food, I don't know. I think I think about that a lot. So I guess if I could do anything, would just be to provide people with like the basics, and some level of like human connection. I think becoming a mom too, you think a lot about like kids and parents that don't have what we have, and that breaks my heart and makes me so sad, and I wish I could do more in that space. So um I don't know if this is necessarily to my town because I live in Marin County, but I think in the broader community, yeah, just to at least be able to have that sort of like shelter and basic safety. Unfortunately, it's not something that everybody has. So that would be like my first gut answer is just safety and warmth.
So sweet. Oh, we have a kind soul here today on on the Waveflow session. Um, okay. Oh, that's so sweet. It's interesting that you went there because you know where I went?
Where
I was like, an outdoor shower at Stinson Beach so that, oh
that's also amazing. And
yeah, yeah, it's taking kids to Stinson Beach is tough because they only have one faucet and the water like drips out of it. So you
I've never been, but I will. I mean, I've been to Stinson, but not with kids yet.
Oh,
So I will, next time I go, I will check out the shower situation.
yeah, it's an opportunity area for sure. Because you have to like lug the kids to the one bathroom facility that has the shower thing, and then the water drips out of it, and there's a line of 25 people. Your kid is screaming. You're telling them like this is our chance. We're at the front of the line. Like you need to stand in this water. And like,
As
oh
being a
my
mom.
God. It's so it almost like, yeah, it's tough. So I feel like I would love to organize with some people and get like a working shower going at Stinson Beach.
I mean, that actually sounds achievable. So I love that one.
Yeah. That's what came to me. Okay. Sarah, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to hop on and practice gratitude with us.
I love
Um,
it.
We love hearing what you have to say. And if you want to try this for yourself, grab the prompts. They're in the notes or grab a copy of Ripple and check out a whole month of gratitude just for you. It was good to see
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, good to see you. Have a great weekend.
You too.